All right. Hello, Contemporary World Problems students. Wanted to give a little bit of an overview of a new page in Canvas where we're going to just store the links and resources for the Activism in America project that we're wrapping up the school year with. Let me start off just by looking at the project learning target. Excuse me. This is the big learning target that we kind of keep adding on to, what's the next step for that day. But the big picture is that you're going to create an infographic that educates your family and community about one idea that can improve how democracy functions in the US. And then you're going to evaluate an activist group that's pushing for that change. So kind of similar to the Human Rights Project you did with Miss Davis last quarter, in my class and Miss Davis's class last quarter, with just a little bit of a different focus, but similar kind of project profile and like the main steps. So I posted this hook from last week, and then here are some of the resources we're using. I'll just quick run through these. This is what we're going to be working on today. But then also just on this same page, I'll also post links for other parts of the project as we go, and then on different pages in this module, I'll have a spot for you to turn in different parts of the project. Okay, so back here, down here, here's the issue preview, and here's that same big learning target. The small learning target for that day was we're going to do all of this by exploring issues on the slides below, participating in a short class discussion, and completing the issue choice form on the last slide. So here's the different issues we talked about: increasing voter participation, having a popular vote for president instead of the electoral college, ranked choice voting, drawing fair voting districts. That's kind of in regards to that gerrymandering thing where you have these like weirdly shaped districts to make it harder for politicians to get voted out of office. Also lowering the voting age so younger people can participate. Fix the Senate, that was the last one, but I did add in one about campaign finance or getting money out of elections. So this is a new topic that you can participate in or research about if you're interested, but it is really, really important. I'm not sure why I didn't include it earlier. It's also a little complicated because there's not a specific solution. I don't know. It's about as complicated as any of the other ones. So it's a really good one. But the main idea here is that most countries don't have nearly the amount of money involved in elections as our country, as the United States does. And much of that money comes from very wealthy companies and individuals who are donating money to political campaigns. And the idea behind that is just that seems like that would be pretty distracting at the very least, or corrupting in the worst cases, or distorting, that it's making it hard for politicians to actually focus on the people. And so, helping to get money out of politics could, reconnect politicians with the voters that they represent. And so then again, if you haven't already, click here to complete your issue choice form, where you just tell me which issue you're going to be focusing on. And then today, what we're doing is we have these two links. The blue document is going to be a shared resource library. Oh, I guess we don't need that little guy right there. A shared resource library. So this is a shared document. So anything you post on here, others will see. And the nice part about that is that we've done this in the past. If during your research you find a resource that's very helpful, share the source and the link here. Put any evidence or details you found, and then a little blurb about makes me think. And so I've got a spot for each of the issues in this little drop down menus here. So if that helps us to share resources, we've done this in the past and it has been super helpful. So I'm hoping that people are still in the mood to share resources that you find during your research. That being said, it is an individual guided or annotated bibliography. So this orange document here, there's a copy for each of you on Google Classroom. And this is what you're going to be turning in as the first step of your Activism in America project. And so what you're going to do is tell me the issue that you're focused on, and then brainstorm research questions here. And then you can always add more as you go, the different questions you're trying to answer. And then as you're researching, here's where you're completing your annotated bibliography. So the source, who is it, what's the site, the publication, the author. Copy and paste the URL here, and then give a credibility kind of reflection. So what are the reasons that this might be a reliable or credible source, and what are some of the issues that might be there with reliability? A lot of the documents, a lot of the websites that you'll be finding are very much so biased in one direction or another. So, like this Center for Advancing Democracy Through Law, they might be connected with one political party or another, certainly going to have a specific point of view. And that goes with all of the links that I've given you. And so your job is to kind of find a variety of perspectives in your annotated bibliography. And so there's going to be bias. And just kind of describing that, issues with reliability could be, I know it's connected really closely with the Democratic Party, so it might have, a bias towards getting them reelected or something like that. But you are still going to use the different sources that you find to find evidence and quotes about how to improve this section of, or how to improve your issue. And then, so here's evidence and details, and here's makes me think. Okay, so we'll be working on this for today and tomorrow, and then this will be what you then use when you're creating your final project. All righty, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.